Coming to you live from downtown Detroit, this is Benzinga's PreMarket Prep with your host, Joel Elconin.
This is a volatile puppy here, isn't it?
And Dennis Dick.
I'm bidding a penny. I will buy the stock for a penny.
With everything you need to start your trading day.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of Benzinga's Pre-Market Prep. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin, Dennis Dick with you this morning. What is on our radar? Let's see. We're going to look at earnings. Of course, we're actually coming into the meat of earnings season here. The next few weeks are going to be pretty heavy. We had JB Hunt after the bell yesterday. This morning, we've had Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, UnitedHealth, Blackrock, and then after the bell today, we have Netflix and IBM. So we'll talk about as many earnings reports as we can. We're also going to discuss the lifts continue fall. Facebook trading down this morning on another data misuse headline. And we'll take your questions from our chat, both on YouTube and premarket.benzinga.com. Joel, how's it going this morning?
It's going well. S&Ps are trading in the green by 10.5, handles at 29.20. Real quiet here this morning, just been ticking up and down right above and below 29.20. Pre-market low, couldn't even touch the close of 09.50, 10 even, 29.10, your pre-market low. One target on the upside, that would be your October 5th high at 29.25, and then things open up to your October 4th high of 29.35.75. Crude in the green here by 32 cents at 63.72. Gold inching towards that major support at 12.80, down 4.70 at 12.86.60. Silver under $15 here, down 8.5 cents at 14.89. Triple D, how you doing this morning? I'm back. I'm recovered. I was a little sleepy yesterday from my big weekend. I apologize, but
How's that swimming?
Oh, yeah, 7 events in 2 days for the old man. I mean, that's kind of tough. But
did you get the video for us? We want to see the video. Everybody want to see the video you swimming.
No, they don't, Dennis.
Yeah, they did.
No, they don't.
We want to show this live. We're gonna get him to do this yet. Show this video of him swimming. He does look like Michael Phelps out there.
I do. I
tell you, it's like professional swimming.
Yeah, well, you've been doing it since you're 5 years.
He dives in and he's halfway. Before he even and comes back up from underneath the water, he's halfway down the length.
I've been working on that. That's what I've been working.
You're like underwater forever. You're like a fish. You got gills.
I try, man. I try. But anyways, more important.
No, we don't. BuzzFeed doesn't want to see it.
No,
we'll vote in the chat. Who wants to see Joel swimming and who doesn't? It's pretty good. I was impressed.
I'm going to be offering free swim lessons to new subscribers of Pre-Market Prep. How's that? But Triple D, a lot of great earnings here. And, oh, man. Where do you want to start on the earnings parade? You want to start with Bank of America?
Bank of America is the most boring one, I would say, because it's only up 1 penny. So let's go over to last night. We'll cover the one coming to the report last night, which is getting the beats, is JB Hunt. It is down $4 in the pre-market there. It is bringing down some of the transport stocks as well. Give us the results, Spencer. We'll break down the plays off this one.
Q1 EPS for JB Hunt, $1.09 versus $1.30 estimate. Sales of $2.09 versus $2.22 billion. So a miss on both the EPS and the sales for JB Hunt in the first quarter.
And the stock is trading down and was bouncing around 100. You got to think the big psychological 100 level maybe comes into play. Maybe you find some buyers there. You have found them in the pre-market and after hours. That's where it was kind of sitting around as $100. It's up a little bit from there, trading at 101.50 here right now. Bringing down the other transport stocks as well. If you look in your filters, you'll see XPO trading down. You will see KNX trading down. You will also see, and I don't know if it's going to filter into like the FedExes and stuff. FedEx was down a little bit earlier there. I think it's probably mainly just the truckers there. So I would think XPO, KNX, pure sympathy plays for a JBHT.
Initial spike took you under $100. That initial spike took you down to 99 even. I see a 99.17 low just after that on the dailies, but someone's fishing around 100 here. You could see since this morning and last night, 118, 117, 122. Someone's there. They're there with the bid. I don't know if they're showing it or not. You just ticked 99.69 in the last bracket, but you bounced off that. So you don't know if it's a patient short trying to bring things in here or a true buyer trying to actually go long, but that's a big move. So I have to agree with you on that one. It just doesn't look like it's going to blast through 100, go 98, 99, 98, 97, 96. Just kind of looks like you have a buyer there. Let's see what happens in the regular session.
Jump over here, just the other stocks report this morning. Johnson & Johnson, I want to go to that one first because J&J widely followed, widely traded. Stock is getting a pretty good lift here in the pre-market. What were the numbers?
Q1 adjusted EPS for J&J, $2.10 was a 2-cent beat on the estimate. 2.08 was the estimate there. Sales $20.02 versus $19.63 billion. So a beat on both the Q1 numbers. They also raised their guidance for the fiscal year. Fiscal year adjusted EPS guidance was raised by 8 cents on the low end of the range from $8.65 to $8.73. That was a beat on the estimate as well. They also raised their fiscal year sales guidance by about, we'll call it not much, but it's still higher than the estimate. So beats across the board.
Numbers okay. Brick wall at 140. So you're a buck away from there. You're buying it on the 139 handle. I don't know what your upside is here because it's going to have a real struggle to get through 140. What are your thoughts here, Joel?
Same thing. They cleared out the sellers at 140 before and then flushed it. Took it all the way down, real quiet ahead of the report. Saw the pre-market high 139.48. So I don't even know if you're going to get there. Only 37,000 shares have traded.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're talking about that size at 140. I mean, we closed at
220,000 shares to go at 140. 220. That's an enormous amount of money. Can it take it on the regular session? Yes. Can it take another pre-market? I would say no chance. So
what about below that, Dennis? I mean, we closed at what, 136 and a half?
You got a lot of air below. I think it sets up well actually from the short side, but I have no position on it yet. It's hard. These things can take these out. They can get some life going there. I'm just saying there's been so many sellers there before. We can see another institution's already reloaded there. So we have willing sellers up here at 140. We don't know if there's going to be willing buyers when the regular session comes. So I just think risk reward is better from the short side here at 139 than the long side. No position on for me yet. If it got higher in the 139s, I might be interested in the short side for sure, though. 140, but then stopping out, if it takes out 140 in the regular session, like takes out that size, then all bets are off. That's where I would be, 140.10 stop out, or 140 even. If it takes that out, I would stop out. That's setting up a short trade for you here on J&J. So looking at dollar risk here, and as we talk about that, it's getting hit a little bit. But, look at a dollar risk, maybe the thing can go down and give it back. I don't know. The report was okay. Sometimes you see these things reverse, though. And it's not a bad setup from the short side in the 139s.
And then
sorry for the longs out there. I'm bearish Johnson & Johnson, the 139s.
You want to move? Let's move on to the banks now. We have Bank of America, Blackrock, and Comerica all reporting this morning. We'll start with Bank of America. They reported at around 6:40 this morning. Q1 EPS 70 cents versus a 68-cent estimate. Sales of $23 billion versus $23.62 billion. So a slight beat and a slight miss for BAC.
Stock's doing nothing.
I know.
You know what? Everybody spooked a little bit there because we saw what happened with Goldman and we saw what happened with Citi yesterday. Goldman more so. Goldman was trading up $3 in the pre-market on pretty good numbers, and they spanked it. And, I think closing under $200, came back over 10 points from the pre-market high. We've seen this rodeo before where, bank stocks get hit on good earnings. It did not happen with JP Morgan. Wells Fargo kind of disappointed. And funny, Wells Fargo completely reversed, almost an inverse correlation with Wells Fargo and Goldman Sachs yesterday, with Wells Fargo bouncing after getting the 3 downgrades and Goldman getting slaughtered after a good earnings report. So what happens here with Bank of America? That's the question. I mean, you do have resistance. Buzz T's been talking about it up at $30. There's no size there now, but just technical resistance. It's not getting a lift here on these numbers. So as it doesn't go, as it sits here, the longer it sits here and trades 1.1 million, makes me think it's starting to get a little bit heavier than go up. But I would say resistance is resistance until it's broken. I'd look at the last two highs from the last 2 days at 30.22 and 30.14. If I was short, that's what I'd be leaning on. Above 30.25, I wouldn't want to be short it.
Not only were those the highs from the last two sessions, Dennis, 30.14 was your high on March 19th before the Fed wrecked this stock here. Also flirted with that area at the beginning of the year. I mean, if it hasn't gone up yet, I would not think it's going to go up. I'll be looking at unchanged here at 29.84. See if he can get unchanged, get back into the 30 handle. But I think you're right. I think just people are a little bit spooked about what Goldman Sachs did here. And it's been in the trading range, got back to the top of the trading range. But you're right. Above that 30.25, all bets are off. Traded 1.1 million shares, though. I don't know. The buyers seem quiet so far in this one.
Quick CMA and BlackRock, Spencer.
All right, CMA Q1 adjusted EPS $2.08 versus $1.94 estimate. So beat for Comerica and BLK. They print money. Q1 EPS $6.61 versus a $6.02 estimate. Sales of $3.35 versus $3.29 billion. So beats on both top and bottom lines for BlackRock and beat on Comerica. Beats across the board.
BlackRock is a financial, but it's an asset manager. So it's a little bit different story than when we're comparing it with the banks. So it can do its own thing. And BlackRock is getting a lift here in the pre-market. Those pretty good numbers there, BLK. Wide spreads always on this, and it is here in the pre-market as well. It's right now on the listed, like if you look at level ones, 452 to 460. There's a bunch of odd lots in there because it's a $400 stock. So people like to trade with odd lots. I can tell you there's a 455 bid for 50 shares on ARCA. But I'm just telling you, this is wide. This can go anywhere here still. It's still digesting, and we'll say it's in price discovery mode because it's only traded 1,600 shares. So this thing could go anywhere.
Yeah, it's hard to comment on stocks like this. You look like you're getting a clean breakout here above the 452 area. So I think I'd be more inclined to see if it can come back into yesterday's range. Who knows how that can happen in a couple prints. 457, a pair of highs there from Friday and Monday. So I'd be more inclined to see if it comes back to that area and holds, as opposed to just trying to pick a top in it. On the monthlies, it looks like it's ready to go. Basis the monthly charts, I don't see any major resistance until the 482 area, but never been good with these $400-500.
Hard to trade. I hardly trade it for that reason. Yeah. Comerica, I know it's showing you green right now, and maybe if you're long, you're excited. Don't be, because this thing is offered down, and it looks like it wants to go down. So I can see it's offered at scratch, multiple offers. They're not big. So, one person could come in an institution and say, I like it, and probably swing it to the upside. But right now I can see 700 at 79, 200 at 78.95, and 200 at 78.94. So that's not big, but you have three, and then an odd lot offer at 78.69. You have four different players saying this is going down. So when you have four different people interpreting that it's going down, it's so thin. Best bid way down at 75.50, which is half points down. Makes me a little bit nervous. I would not want to be long this right now.
It's like one of those, like when Dennis gets caught with like a couple hundred shares on something he forgot had an earnings report.
This is going to be like, I'm going to lose like $400 on this 200 shares. I think it's going to open down.
Okay. Where'd you say those offers are stacking up?
There's no real, it's just
not real.
But there's 78.9, 78.95, 78.95. Yesterday's close. So they're all like offered right around the close.
Trying to wiggle out.
Saying, that's just three or four different people saying, I don't like the report. So there's small players, but three or four different people on a small thing like this can influence the stock. And if I'm looking at this and I'm a trader and you're even a market maker or something like this on this, you're like, hands off. This is too thin for me right now. So I mean, that's why these things, one or two players, small players can even influence it. And it would have me nervous right now looking at just the book there right now.
All right. You got a pair of lows right at 78, 67, and 66. That is your big area. You take that out, you got a quick buck fall to 77.40, and then maybe another $1.30 fall to 76.09. So on the downside here, really need to hold those pair of lows from yesterday. We got downside. On the upside, that area of resistance, the close 78.95. You had the close on the Friday at 80.33. So let's call it 80 resistance. 78.5 to 80. There's your potential range here for CMA. I just want to cover a couple stocks here in the chat. And one's real interesting here, not because it's wild, but take a look at Square, Dennis. Holy mackerel. Have you ever seen it?
Consolidation station.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, you see like what MasterCard has been doing, running and running, really. And you see what Visa's been doing, it's been running. And you see what PayPal's been doing, it's been running straight up. Now, Square is a little different business model, but it's the closest comparables we got. And it is not running. It is not going up. It has not participated in the recent rally. That is a concern. Relative strength is poor here. So that is something to consider if you're buying Square and saying this is going back to $100. It needs some love. It needs you know what it needs? It needs like an analyst. It needs something to kickstart. When does it report?
I was just gonna do that.
Well, they got an analyst this morning. Bernstein initiated with a neutral rating and gave a price target of 80. So that's
not zero love. Neutrals are zero. When does it report?
Pulling it up right now.
Square reports confirmed date May 1st after the bell.
Yeah.
All right, so you got 2 weeks, maybe get a little earnings run up or something, but you know the relative strength on this thing is not good. So, I like buying stocks that, go with the market and are showing strength with the market. And if I'm, playing this for a swing trade, you think maybe it's going to be a laggard, maybe it's going to have a catch-up trade. And I don't think it's going to catch up trade until I have an analyst come out and say, we like this, buy it. That could kickstart it. But there's a lot of analysts that are already at buy on this as well. What's the analyst coverage on it? It's always fun to look at too. Benzinga does this a really nice job. You can just go quickly look at it. But how many analysts covering Square and how many are at buys already?
A decent number. It's got a pretty good amount of coverage here. As far as buys, yeah, you've got a lot of overweights, a lot of outperforms for sure. The only exceptions I'm seeing, Ray J has an under.
You know what? It's actually mixed. I've got 18 buys, 16 holds, and 4 sells. So some of those holds could eventually go to buy. And we got another initiation on a hold this morning. So that's 17. So there is the potential that the analyst could start up, and maybe it's going to take a good earnings report to really get them interested here. I mean, there's, a lot of analysts don't like upgrading for the stocks unless you're Deutsche Bank, which we'll get to in a second with Netflix. But I don't know the relative strength here. Joel, what do you think about this?
I've been looking at this one for a long time, and what my focus has been 75.50, and you guys know all my tricks here. That's the 50% retracement from 101.15, which was the all-time high, down to that dip under 50 at 49.82. So I've just been looking to see what it's going to do, at the 75.5 area, and it's just zigged and zagged above it. I mean, it's still we still got like 14 couple weeks before earnings, but this would be one where I really won't want to make a call on which the direction is because the chart is so quiet. So I don't know if you straddle or something, maybe sell something against it to get it, but at this point it's $75, like an 80 call and a 70 put. I mean, it's just winding up and looking for a catalyst. And if that catalyst is not till earnings, then you're just going to have a lot of time decay ahead of that. But 75.5 has been my focus number for a couple weeks, and it's just been both ways above it. So it's a move coming. We just probably the earnings will dictate on that. So it's funny because you can talk about these wild charts and everything, but sometimes the best conversation can come out of the this consolidation period, yeah. And that's certainly what Square is in. Also, before we move on to more earnings, we're getting asked about a Roku here, and I don't know. Are sellers getting tired here? It's up $1.66. Do we have an upgrade, or is it just going with the market? Any news? Because some volume is traded here in Roku this morning.
Spencer, yeah. On Roku. I didn't see it jumping on it.
I didn't see it. It looks like an upgrade based on the movement, but I have not seen anything that does not.
That's nice.
That doesn't mean there is one. It looks like an upgrade. It moves like an upgrade would move. But let me see here.
I don't
know.
There's
a few headlines this morning, but I don't see any ratings change. So I'm not sure if this is just momentum based. Spinner does say that Needham raised the price target to 85.
I saw that too.
I didn't see that one actually, but anyways, Roku getting a lift here. This is, again, the relative strength is terrible in this thing. I mean, these are not the kind of stocks I want to buy, the ones that are going down when the market's been stabilizing or going up. I mean, but again, we've seen it, though. We've talked about this. There's been some rotation here the last few days, and the stuff with the lower PEs is getting more love than the stuff with the higher PEs. So it is a little bit of a rotation issue as well. Roku, obviously, and talking about stock that I don't even know if they make money. So this kind of stuff has just not been getting the love here, at least for the last week.
And the whole impact on the Disney, the whole Disney thing, where, these are the pipes. If Disney's going to be controlling the pipes, you did have some analyst downgrades in here. I would say on the harder to find the resistance and the support. You definitely got a big buyer under 56. Your last two sessions lows, 55.88, 55.91. Volume's been coming down off, since it had those declines. So looks like a little move. If it gets under yesterday's high, 57.72, I would look for unchanged. 2-day high up at 60.73. So support better defined than resistance. Getting a lot of questions here about Amazon, and it's trading up 768. That's kind of commensurate with the market. Do we have any news on Amazon this morning?
That's right with the market.
Yeah, that's one I have seen.
Look at this Amazon chart. Holy macro. Someone's trying to goose this over 1850 is what's happening. Look at all these highs. 1853.09. That's the high of the move. You did have a big seller at the 1850 area. Now you're trading above it in the pre-market on 25,000 shares. So holding 1850, and this thing looks like it could go. But real quiet ranges over the last few sessions. But 1850 really sticking out to me.
And consolidation station here too. I mean, the overall market here, we've just been quiet too. I mean, the S&P, look at the SPY range yesterday. Like we had $1.30 the day before, $2. I mean, the VIX is down. I mean, there's no arguing about it. VIX is 12. So we were right back to, crickets here happening. Like after hours last night was one of the slowest sessions I've ever seen on a Monday. Usually Monday you get some news, analysts piping up over the weekend, getting the reports out after the bell. I mean, it was just quiet. And, we have a little bit of news here today. Yeah, we're starting earnings season, but last night was ridiculously quiet. S&P's moved literally 1 point in a matter of 3.5 hours. So you rarely see, what was the range last night on the S&P, Joe, between 4 and 8 o'clock? It couldn't have moved more than a point. It was crazy.
Let's see here.
That's the quietest after hours I think I've ever seen.
Ever?
Not ever, but in a long time.
Okay. Let's see here. Yesterday was the 15th, and
between 4 and 8, when the equities were still open.
Yep. We closed at 29.0950, and when we shut down at 2200. The high was 12.5, and it was back at 1075. So a couple point range.
Couple points. That's really tight. Usually in an after-hour session, you see a 7-8 point swing. You see a little bit of swinging around, even on nothing. But last night, crickets. And we get big moves overnight. China helped us here overnight because we got a big move up in China. If you bring up the FXI, it's up 1.5%. That's a catalyst to kickstart us a little bit here this morning. But we've been quiet. The market is quiet right now. We're in consolidation station, and that's usually good for investors. I'm not good for traders like me. I like volatility. I want to see the wild swings. I profit from inefficiencies. When the market's not moving, it's hard to make money.
You never sell sleepy market. Isn't that another axiom that we've used before?
I don't see any reason to get bearish here. I know everybody on CNBC wants to keep trying to find the bear case here. And yes, we're up a lot. And yes, we are seeing some of the momentum trades move, but we're still seeing healthy rotation. So despite, losing a few leaders there, and some of the cloud stocks have been lagging, and seeing, Square lag a little bit there, you're still seeing rotation. And it was going into value names the last couple of days. Disney continued yesterday. I mean, we talked about the seller at the open, and they just gobbled him right up, and it ran up another $2. So you're still seeing those stocks with the lower multiples still tending to outperform a little bit there. So I don't know when that changes. It changes continuously. So you just got to be aware it can change in one session, or it can change in an hour, and people just start coming in and buying the Momo stuff again. But right now, there's still healthy rotation. So I can't see, getting all bearish here until we start seeing some selling across the board. I have not seen one day where they're selling across the board. Not in a long time.
Bank of America not looking real healthy this morning, trading down 19 cents here at 29.65 here. So a little weakness. We'll keep an eye on the pre-market low for continued. Someone slammed this, Dennis, down to 29.10. Is that a good print at 7 a.m.? What were they
maybe
thinking?
On the initial number.
Yeah. Whew. And now you're just creeping back up. Let me see on the dailies here. On the dailies, under 29.56. The last two lows, 29.56, 29.66. Right here, what we're trading now. So I'm not going to throw the towel in on a Bank of America rally until we take this thing under 29.56 and hold it under there.
Let's go talk Netflix here. It is catching. It's the big upgrade of this morning. Deutsche Bank. This is a big, bold call, and I guess, if you're going to make a name for yourself, you make these big, bold calls. You rarely see an analyst come out with a call like this the day before or the day of. Yeah, right before it's going to report. So they obviously must be saying, do you have this note, Spence, or any details? Because Netflix getting upgraded to buy at Deutsche Bank is when they put a $400 price target on it. They must think the report's going to be pretty good.
And not to be outdone, BMO Capital has also raised their price target from 440 to 470. So, and not an upgrade, but a price target raise nonetheless. I don't have the Deutsche Bank note, but it is interesting, especially because when you think about, we just had the launch of Apple TV Plus and Disney Plus, and that
competition's coming. They're not scared.
Competition's coming, and they're not scared. So give Brian Kraft the Deutsche Bank props. Is coming out with the call ahead of the report today. They typically report at around 4:05 Eastern time, but give them credit.
So stock's going to report here tonight. I didn't look at the options here. Maybe somebody's tracking and we can give us what they're expecting the move to be by looking at the options. I did not track that, so I don't have my options platform open here yet because options don't trade pre-market. So if you do have that, anybody in the chat, let us know what the expected move here is for Netflix. I'd imagine it's probably 25-30 points. It's up $6 on this upgrade. You know what? I kind of agree with Spinner. Spinner saying in the chat that everybody's got full-on bearish this thing. And I love fading the crowd. I made a lot of money over the years fading the crowd here, and I agree. I see a lot of bears out there on Netflix. And I was one of them a couple days ago when I said, the thing was 364, and I was like, I think it should be down. It's come down the last couple days, so it's priced in a little bit of the competition there the last couple days. Now it gets lifted back up. Maybe too many people expecting this to go down. So if that is the case, you could actually see the thing rally. So it'll be interesting to see what the report does here because, there's no competition in this report. This one that's coming right now. The subscribers go up significantly here. Maybe some of these worries are gone. Maybe you do get a lift. I don't know if I'm going to trade it into it. I probably won't. I'll probably just sit back, watch the fireworks here. But it wouldn't surprise me if you see this thing pop.
For what it's worth, the general consensus I've seen is that most analysts believe streaming is not a zero-sum game. So Disney launching their own Netflix for $7 a month, people will pay for both of those things. So it's not a question of Disney encroaching on Netflix's turf so much as it is Disney increasing the total size of the industry. That's what I've seen a few analysts say. Now, as far as numbers today after the bell, we are expecting Netflix to report EPS of 57 cents on revenue of $4.5 billion. Remember, we're always going to be watching their net new subscriber additions. Last quarter, they gave us around, it was 8.9 million new subscribers. I think we're looking for around the same number this time around as well. And of course, you're going to want to see the breakdown between how the US versus international new subs break down there. But 8.96 million is the estimate for new subscribers in the first quarter. And that's your numbers.
All right. Decline here over the last couple sessions. You're getting 663 back of of that move, trading near the highs of the pre-market session. I'll go to the dailies here, and let's see what happens at 361.75. That was the day that I think Disney had the big rally, and this had the big decline. Not sure about the report, but I'm just thinking a super long consolidation period here, especially since February. You've been in a trading range between basically 340 and 380, and you're almost smack dab in the middle. I just wonder if after the declines last few days, you're getting this upgrade, if someone's going to say, I don't know, this is a little bit of a pop here before the report. I'm unsure of the report, but you got to get through the pre-market high. I'm looking for your 2-day high at 361.47. So, it's interesting. It's a bull move here ahead of the report, coming back on the downside since you're now firmly in the green. If you get anywhere near unchanged, which I don't know if it can happen unless the market rolls over, that's at 348.87. But you may get a look at the top of the range from yesterday as support, 352.21.
Couple other ratings here. Western Digital getting upgraded at Deutsche Bank as well to buy. Did they get an upgrade yesterday? Western Digital get an upgrade yesterday? I'm having just deja vu here.
I can't remember.
I don't remember that, no.
I remember something. I'm going to look here too. I feel like Western Digital got upgraded yesterday too, or at least had a price target raise or something, because I thought we talked about it there. Anyways, this morning it is getting rated up to buy from Deutsche Bank, from hold. Stock is trading up 2% here in the pre-market, so it's a nice lift. It wasn't a great day for Western Digital yesterday because it was trading higher and then gave it back. Some of the chips actually did show some weakness there yesterday. So I don't know. You look at it here, it was already showing weakness a bit. You got multiple highs up in this 53.5 area.
There you go.
I actually have a little bit of this still in my long-term portfolio. I'm probably sticking with that, but it kind of looks tired to me.
53. All you got to think about is 53.5 here. They got it up $1.14 in pre-market trading. You did trade up to 53.43.
Longbow upgraded it yesterday.
There you go. Congratulations.
So back-to-back upgrades here.
Yeah, a little analyst love here. I think above 53.5 here. I think this thing opens up. Your next monthly high doesn't come into 59.56, but 53.5. That's my focus. Gets above there, maybe shorts are squirming a little bit more. Coincides with the pre-market high. I like it. On the downside, if I'm looking for support, I'm stuck short this one. And I'm not. No, full disclosure, no position. 51.86 was the close. So I'm sure a few traders would like to see that on a down.
I just think they sold it yesterday. We had an upgrade yesterday. They sold it. Got upgraded again today. What happens? History tends to repeat itself. I think they might sell this upgrade again. So it's trading up. I might look to fade this up near in the. It's up 53 right now, so it's up 2.2%, which is fully priced in my opinion for the upgrade. So I think you get 53s. I think you're going to find sellers up here. Maybe it can hit the gas. Maybe it turns the whole sector around. But the chips are looking tired. And, you get another upgrade here, another chance to get out, really. I don't know. I should probably ring the register, but I try not to trade my long-term portfolio. So still sticking with a little bit of the Western Digital in the long-term portfolio.
Yeah, I mean, get about 53.5 here and things open up.
So jump back over. One other one I want to talk about is D.A. Davidson upgrading ELF Beauty here this morning, ELF to a buy. They put a $15 price target on it. Got to give D.A. Davidson some love because nobody talks about this firm on the street. I tell you, man, when they rate something, it moves. And it's up 5.5% here this morning on this D.A. Davidson upgrade, ELF.
Boom. Yeah, and I mentioned too here, I just want to see where they're located. Are they a New York company here? They got different locations. I don't know all the stocks they cover, so I don't know if I'm talking out of turn here. But if if they cover stocks that are not as widely covered, then they're gonna have a more influence. Yeah, right. Yeah. So
it depends on the analyst.
For instance,
it depends on the analyst because there are some analysts here. So the analyst that covers ELF Beauty, covers basically the entire health and beauty space. So that includes like Coty and 100 Flowers and Mattel and Nutrisystem and Nu Skin.
Mattel?
Well, okay, so health, beauty / leisure. Okay, fine.
Okay.
Those Barbie dolls they got the makeup on the Barbie dolls.
But then you get someone that covers like Mid-Atlantic Financial Services, and they're going to be smaller banks. So I can put the list in here in the chat if you like to see their full coverage. They do cover a lot of stocks. But
and the other thing is looking, there's only 13 analysts that cover this health beauty. So when you get one analyst making a call, it's important because it's not like there's 50 analysts covering health beauty. So one analyst makes a big difference. All of a sudden, you've got an upgrade. It's a stock that doesn't get upgraded that often. So although I believe it did get upgraded a few weeks ago. Yeah, JP Morgan upgraded the name back on the April the 8th. So it's had a couple upgrades recently. It's been running. Health's been running. And now does this kickstart it and take out those highs that we see there around 1206, 1220? Maybe it's going to open right into it.
Yep, there you go. Can't you buy beauty supplies online? I mean, I always thought that was could be a possible threat, and that's probably the reason for his decline since hitting $32. But Dennis, you nailed it. This 1206, 1221, 1218, those are your three highs earlier in the month. You're up here, and no one's whacking it yet. So that's a good sign that it's up there and it's bid. But we'll see what happens at 1220 if things open up on this one. You have your next daily high not coming in at 1252, and then you may challenge $13. But important to hold this, get through and hold 1220 off the open here if we have any ELF beauty traders.
People who want to know imbalances, they're not very influential. They're pretty small. Bank of America, I do see 65,000 to sell. It's so small, though. It's very early for that. Our normal General Electric, 100,000 to sell there every morning. There's a sell imbalance in that thing. Let's go. It's just they're so small. I'm scrambling to find anything. UNH 28,000 to buy. We haven't covered UNH.
No.
We missed that one in the earnings. Yep. We should go back to that.
We are going to go back to it right now. Thanks for reminding us, beer guy in the chat. Q1 EPS $3.73 versus a $3.59 estimate. Revenue is $60.31 billion versus $59.71. So that's an EPS and the sales beat for UNH.
Stock up $6 here in the pre-market, so it's a nice lift. This whole sector has been in the gutter. So that is one thing to consider is, has it turned? But you can look at all these stocks, these healthcare providers there, and they've been having a rough ride of late. And UNH was the same thing. It lost basically 25 or 30 points last week. Got a little bit of lift on yesterday's trade, getting more of a lift here today. So you get almost half the losses back. You get up near 240, and then you start to probably have overhead supply start to kick in. So I can't see coming in here and buying it at 236, 237 for 3 or 4 points upside. So I think I like it better if you get into the 240s, and 250 was a brick wall up there before. So you get anywhere near there, you're gonna have major sellers. But I think you're even struggle to get into the 240s.
Interesting area where you're trading right now, folks. Pre-market high comes in right on this bracket at 237.97. Call that 238. Your 2-day high comes in at 236.78. You are below that right now. So as we talk about on a lot of these things, you've got to get continuation through the pre-market high. And boom, it coincides with the daily high. I don't see anything at 240 except it's just a round psychological number. And maybe, someone got caught there just saying, hey, that's my target. If it gets back to 240, I'm out. But things really open up in the upside here. If they really want to start juicing this thing, your 3-day high is up at 246.92. But the thing with this is you just want to see it up $6, $7, $8, $9, because if it opens up and starts to roll over here, then the close was down at 230.20. That's a ways to go to get it unchanged. But this is one that a stock in a downtrend here. Now getting a move off a good report. You want to make sure. Get faded. Yep. You want to see the move continue. I am writing down all these stocks. I must have 10 stocks.
Okay, let's just go through. Let's do chat day. I'm fine with that because we don't have a guest here today. So we just keep taking ticker time.
Okay.
It's ticker time Tuesday.
Ticker time. Do you guys like that? I think so because you guys keep popping in here.
Yeah, give us more tickers. We'll go through these.
Okay. Let's start with Stitch Fix. SFIX.
Long time since I looked at this one.
Yeah. And
Wow, did they ever sell that earnings report?
I knew you were going to say that.
Holy cow. It's been a long time since I looked at Stitch Fix there, and I knew they had started selling, and I didn't know they gave it all back. So that's an impressive move here from the earnings. This obviously was a good earnings report. It gapped up. It gapped up almost $10 that day. What a sell that day was, and it's come all the way back down. You kind of get into a support area, though, like you're back to where you came from. They found support in this 25 area before. So, maybe you could try to take a shot. But again, you don't have earnings for another 2 months. I don't know what the catalyst here is. And it's been leaking. I've always struggled to make money when I buy leaking stocks.
25.80 was your low from yesterday. Buyers around the 26 area for the last few sessions. Gap fill at 26.03. You had a gap. Is that where the top of the gap is? Let me see. The day before earnings, you had a gap. Oh, no, it's more than filled the gap. 27.30 fills the gap. So you're kind of getting a reset here. If you think they can repeat these earnings, man, a lot of times when stocks have these big rallies and then they come back and fill the gap from the area, I can just show you Bank America eventually filled the gap from its earnings and turned around. So can't tell you much.
To get filled.
Yeah, it's got filled. Gaps are, yeah, exactly. So I don't mind this one here, and I'd maybe give it a couple bucks here. 26.
Let's wait till it gets some. Sometimes it just needs an analyst to kickstart it or something positive to be said. Sometimes technicals need like a fundamental event or something to get it kickstarted. And there's nothing to kickstart this and why it keeps leaking here. So we need like an analyst to come out and say, we like it, let's buy it. And sometimes that can be the catalyst to kickstart it. I just, it's just been leaking. It's got a high multiple. The stocks are out of favor right now. Can they turn? Yes. Will it find a buyer eventually? Yeah. I think it finds some buyers at 25 or 26.17 bid here this morning. So I think you got a little ways to go before you got the 25 level, but I kind of like that level. But again, it's difficult. This is a stock that's leaking, so you're fighting the trend, at least the recent trend here right now. Tons of symbols coming out from both chats here.
Okay, go.
Let's do like 30 seconds on each one. Go iRobot. This is a stock that I actually am just kicking myself every day for. It got down to the 80s a couple of times. I said I was going to buy it. I never did. And the stock's $127 near all-time highs. Terrible by me because I was actually like the stock and I didn't buy it.
Yeah, this is one that Gene has talked about, Gene Munster, over the years or last couple years. You're trading up in the
10 seconds.
10 seconds. 10 seconds left.
You can go a little more than that.
Yeah, they're trading 100 shares. Resistance at the all-time high, 132.88. How's that?
Good. XPO, they want to talk. Ed Parker's chanted 3 times. XPO is down because of
JB
Hunt. So XPO is probably going to have a tough morning if JB Hunt stays down. XPO has been running up here too, so maybe you have a little breather here today. I'd be cautious buying at 62.40 or 62.50 just because of the disappointing JBHT earnings. Go.
Parallels at that area. If it doesn't hold 62.50, I'm looking for 61.06. And you did get a gap fill in this one too. So filled the gap, maybe taking a little breather.
KMX. CarMax. It's been going straight up for like a month.
Okay.
Look at this. This is up every day. Goes up every day. I don't know. Trend's your friend, right?
Catalyst after earnings, trading down in the pre-market. I think it is an odd thought.
Flat. That was just done. That was an old trade from FINRA. So ignore that.
Okay.
It hasn't had a trade here this morning. It's bid 75, so it's not going to trade.
Bid 75, then it's going to take out the 75.09 high, and I just don't see much in resistance. I just will say, I do. 75.34. That was your October high. See if that you find.
Friend's your friend. Until you get a big red candle, I'd stick with it.
I agree. Okay. Wow, Dennis, where do you
give some chat love to the Yahoo chat as well.
Yahoo chat.
The Yahoo chat. Where is Yahoo chat? Let's find out.
Sorry,
Yahoo.
The YouTube chat. I don't know why I said Yahoo.
We're on Yahoo too.
YouTube, Yahoo. It's the same thing, isn't it?
Actually,
Google will love me saying that. Give some love to the YouTube chat.
Okay, Boeing. Just got to talk about Boeing, kind of in the middle of the range here at 375. So 365 to 400. If not, you're just guessing in the middle here. Gap to fill up to 390.85 or 390.95. Any thoughts?
Found in the middle. No, I don't see any setup here.
Hands up.
It's been a buy in the mid 360s. It's been a sell in the 390s. You're in the middle here. I'm hands off.
Spotify was asked about in the YouTube.
Got Amazon yesterday.
It did.
Kramer
Yep.
Kramer didn't give it any love on Mad Money last night either. He was saying when things start getting Amazon, that it's hard.
Yep.
I mean, we've seen this happen before, and Amazon's going to launch a similar service. That was the rumors yesterday. Never good news. If you get a lift, you'll probably have willing sellers in the 140s. So I'm a fader of Pops and Spotify.
Did have some quiet ranges. It broke down yesterday. I'll just call it 145, 146, your major resistance. You're not going to get there today. I'd be keeping an eye lower here. Let's call it 132.50. That splits the lows from the 27th and 28th of March.
STMP from Jazz. Long time since I looked at this one.
I haven't looked at this one.
This was one. You know what? It got killed on that news, basically attacking their whole business back on obviously February. It tried to lift up, and it's just been leaking ever since. Why buy a leaky stock? I want to wait till I see some reason to buy here. This thing just goes down every day. Exact opposite of Kermax chart.
Johnson & Johnson now back into 138 handle. Only a $1.48 and 138. Yeah, the institutional traders listen to Benzinga's pre-market prep. Let's move on here to what do I have next on my list?
STN. Let's do StoneCo.
Let Spencer run this because Joel's
scrambling
around.
No, it's okay. Let's do STNE, StoneCo.
Long time. Up 20 cents. Or news on this?
No.
Just see a couple bids. I see some 36.30. Anyways.
Great support. That's all I'm going to say.
Great support. I'll give you that.
Yep. Great support at 35, trying to form a bottom.
Yesterday, showing some life. So I don't mind it here. I'd stop out below. Yes, 2 days ago, low 34.75. I'm playing it long. That's where my stop is. I don't want to take out that lows.
AJ Torres in the YouTube chat says NIO has a new car show today in China. So let's look at that.
Stock just leaking. Every rally has been a pop ever since every rally has been a sell ever since the earnings report, and it's been cut in half since that earnings report here. Is there going to be a floor eventually? Yeah, but the book is just littered with sellers all the way up. I mean, this thing is so thick. And I just think, why try to be a hero and say that this is the bottom? It looked like 5 was going to be the bottom, and then yesterday's candle makes it look a hell of a lot worse. I actually like this as a short if you're selling into rallies. I think, if I'm playing it, set up a trade for you. I think it's a short. I think if it gets, if you get above like 510, 515, I'd probably cover. But you got an ugly candle yesterday, get a little lift into it. It's not a bad setup for shorting today. So I don't like NEO at all here. Not until it can get like above 5.25.
How about the mainstream media topping this one, the 60 Minutes piece, Dennis?
Was that right back in February?
Yeah. Yep. In March, that's when it peaked at 1050. I just have to agree. I don't know. That along with Tesla. I mean, it's just new low of the move yesterday, 472, trading 475. So maybe if it makes like 7 lows in a row there, maybe it's something to lean on here. New IPO low for NIO.
Aviator says NEO is a no-no. I agree.
That's actually not a bad indicator, though, 60 Minutes, Joel, because I've read about this in the past. When 60 Minutes reports on something, that's when it's jumping.
Everybody knows.
Everyone knows about it. If they talk about it, everyone knows.
Crowded trades 101.
Bank America 29.25. Down 59 cents.
That's a false here on the show. We were bearish Bank America and we were bearish Johnson & Johnson here an hour ago, and you listen to the show. Actually, Johnson & Johnson coming back a bit.
Yeah, just a tad. Okay.
International paper.
I don't know. Someone asked if there was...
somebody asked that, and I just quickly tried to look for some news. There's got to be something happening here. This is down 5% now.
Wow. Okay.
This is starting to really leak here. I'm not seeing...
News me.
I'm looking too. Who's got something on international paper? Because I don't see anything. It's got to be something. This is trading like news. Trade 87,000 shares here now. Was there some adjustment or something we're missing? It's just been leaking. Continues to leak. Somebody said something. about international paper.
I'm looking, and I also don't have anything.
If anybody's got anything on international paper, let us know. I do not see news on this, but this is trading like news. Somebody knows something.
I don't see any filings or press releases. So
I just scrambled. I just looked at multiple news, and I can't find anything either.
Maybe I'll go out and hit some Georgia Pacific off this.
That's still trade.
No, it went off the board a long time ago.
I'm going to the ticker symbol.
That's a long one.
What was the ticker symbol, Georgia Pacific?
GP.
Yeah, that's what I guessed right. It says not found in database.
Probably only a Spinner and Aviator One. Probably remember that stock. It used to really move in the day. I remember it was thin too. Let's just go into this IP.
Give us some levels on IP.
Oh my gosh, trading down a lot here.
43.72. March 25th low. I mean, we're down so much. Why not? Why not go test that 44 area?
Yeah, 43.72 was your low March 25th. That's not knowing the news here.
What's happening here?
Yeah, there's something going on.
For what
are your sympathy plays with this?
For what it's worth, though, Charles, the Benzinga Squawker, also does not see any news, and he is like the news expert. So if he doesn't see it, then I don't know.
Jay Shell says it's a downgrade. Jay Shell, and this is full disclosure. I don't know where he got that from.
A downgrade from who? I
don't see it either. And I've looked. I've just scrambled around. I was looking for the last 3 minutes here on international paper. I don't see anything, but it's got to be something. This is trading like news, so you might be right. Maybe it's a downgrade, but it's a hell of a downgrade to knock it down 5.5%. Downgrades usually knock them down 2 or 3. So this looks worse than a downgrade.
By Dunder Mifflin. Sympathy plays maybe. We
don't even know the news. It's so hard to go to sympathy when you don't know what the news is.
Yeah.
Like it could be company specific. It could be something. It could be maybe we missed a spinoff or something. Was there something else we missed?
I don't know. It's going down. Who knows? We'll wait to see if we get the news here.
Spinner thinks the Seaport Global downgrading it. They downgraded to 0? 5.5% is a huge move. Okay. Anyways, we don't know what the IP news is. We're getting reports it's downgraded Seaport Global. Spinner saying, and somebody in the YouTube chat also said downgrade, so that could be right.
DC, who I think frequents both chats here, is asking about IFF, International Flavor Fragrances, and this stock is trading up here. This one looks like it's getting ready to go here. It's trading up 99 cents. This is the one that sells like the little boxes of flavoring to cook with that usually lasts like 100 years. So I don't know. I don't know about this one fundamentally here, but it's sneaking up here and it looks like it's getting ready to go. I don't see any resistance until you get into the gap area here at that's 138.75. Then you got a gap to 148.33. So that's all I'm seeing on IFF. He's also asking about Goog with the L. And we just don't talk about Google anymore. I
still got it in the long-term portfolio. It's still one of my biggest positions. So, and I'm on the record. I've been saying it every time we talk about it. I think this is the most valuable company in the world eventually. It has touched a couple of times, but I like Google the best out of everything.
And it's itching up.
Zero intention of selling my Google. I'm in it from, $250, I think. So I'm up about 400%.
Keep it.
Staying with it.
You're inching up here. I'm not sure what the news is on it. I'll just keep a target at, it's taking out the 1230 area, 2 highs to contend with, 1233.63 and 1236.44. Those are the only daily highs I see here in Google. And that's Goog with the L.
Here's one that was on our list and mentioned in the chat, and that is LYFT.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk the Liftster.
Keeps going down every day. Props to Kenny Glick because he says stocks go to 59, go to 55. Well, Kenny, it went to 55 yesterday, so it was a damn good call by you. 56.5, getting a little bit of a lift here this morning, no pun intended. Stocks that take out 55 go to 52.5, according to Kenny. So if it takes out 55, we're going to 52.5. I mean, eventually it is going to find some buyers. If you're shorting it now, I believe you were late to the party. I mean, it's down 20 points in 6 trading sessions, but I'm not coming out here and saying this is the bottom. I'm just saying if I was short this thing, I would have probably rang the register a long time ago, knowing me and the scalper blood I have.
Let's see if it comes back down and tests the close at 56.11. The low 55.56. So if it goes red on the day, wait for that 55.56, but trading above the close. Yesterday's high is still $2 higher. You've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lower highs. 1, 2, 3, 5 out of 6 lower lows, and 5 out of 6 lower closes. So not a great trend here.
I got a mover for you. KAR at the 13D conference, Starboard just disclosed a new position. And Starboard, and we know Starboard moves stocks. And KAR is now trading up 5% here on the new Starboard position. This was just announced 10 minutes ago.
57. I just see this print.
It ticks up to 57. It's bid 55.5. 55.5 to 58, so it's going to be wild, but Starboard moves stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if they even saw 60 today, but hard to buy.
Fade that. I'll fade to 60.
Well, it's got to go 3 points. I'm saying I would be surprised. I'm not buying it here at 57, but it's bid 55.5. I'm just saying if you were shorting here at 57, you could be early.
Yep. 57.72 was your December high. That's really the only level I can give you. If not, things open up closer to 60. Your November high was 59.36.
We have 4 minutes left here. Keep spitting out the tickers. We're pounding through them very fast. Tata Motors, TTM. This is one that's been going straight up. We did talk about it on the show yesterday. It's an ADR, so it's always tricky because it's always priced here when we start talking about in the pre-market. But anyways, it's been on a roll.
Boom. Let's see here. Some sellers at the 16.72 area. That's been the high in the after hours, pre-market trading. Nothing on the monthlies here until 1904. So keeping an eye on the pre-market high.
CGC, Texas Linda, $40 and needs to hold. They are hitting the pot stocks as of late, though. We know Afria put a big damper on the whole sector there yesterday. APHA losing 15%. And if you look at all the other stocks in the sector, they all got hit. My Aurora Cannabis is not looking nearly as healthy here either. I still own it. Probably sticking with it, but it's on close watch here right now. Looking over at Kronos, it's got hit hard yesterday. Pot stocks are completely out of favor. A little bit to do with the overall rotation we've been talking about, that stocks with higher multiples or with, when they don't have multiples at all because they don't make money, have been getting hit lately. Kronos is down from $24 a month ago down to the 15 handle here now. And CGC, despite getting out of the S&P TSX 60, showing weakness here as well, below $40. This is tough sledding because you ran from 30 to 40 in a hurry on CGC. I'm a little nervous on this one too. I think it's almost looking like a short. If it takes out that low, we'll go to that low from 3 days ago, 39.66. Through that, a little bit scary. Is lifting up a little bit this morning, 41.05. But pot stocks are not healthy right now.
Okay, let's move on to NVIDIA. We haven't talked to chips in a while. This is
ugly day for yesterday. Really ugly.
What was the driver? Anything?
I think just rotation. Chips weren't having a great day there yesterday. NVIDIA, it's got a high multiple, but it's not a low multiple either. I think it's trading in the, the upper 20s. So you look at NVIDIA, NVDA, it's had a hell of a run. I still got it in the long-term portfolio. I bought it back at $150 or something, just back in February, I believe it was. And obviously it's had a pretty good move here. Still in it, but that was not a healthy chart yesterday. If this thing pops up, I think you get to 190 now, you start to find resistance. So the chip's not looking as healthy.
Yeah, a little pop here. Really nothing in the dailies to tell you. Yesterday's high, 189.90. Your close from Friday, 190.01. That's a little over $3 away. So I expect to see resistance there. Under your 183.10, I'm looking for 181.52. That was your April 2nd low.
Costco, COST, monster move. Nice candle yesterday. The rotation into stocks that make money, and Costco does. And this stock looks like it's rearing for a new all-time high.
Did make it yesterday, trading up 17 cents. Just look at yesterday's high, 247.09. You're 50 cents away from there, 50 cents away. You got to be thinking perhaps about 250 on this one.
Hey, I've got a trivia question for you. So yesterday I got a push notification from Bloomberg that said after a 60,000% rally. America's top stock has suddenly gone cold. This is dating back to January of 2000. And I was like, what stock are they talking about?
How much is it up?
60,000% since January 2000. So since in this century. And I was like, what stock, what? And it's in the S&P 500. And I didn't get it. Do you guys know what the top S&P 500 stock is this century?
60,000%. How big? What kind of market cap? It's one of the big companies in the S&P?
No, that's why
Smaller.
That's why you wouldn't get it. It's Monster Beverage.
What? Monster Beverage is up 60,000% since what year? Since 2000?
Since 2000.
So in the last 19 years, up 60,000%. Monster stock. Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, I thought you guys would enjoy that.
That's impressive. Jimmy A was guessing Monster. I don't know if he got in there after. But.
Oh, okay. Then good job, Jimmy A. Maybe he saw the article like me. But
ST up 60,000%. I don't know if I've ever heard of a stock. That's a lot.
You have
60,000%.
Oh, you've heard of Monster Beverage though. You haven't heard of
No, a stock going up 60,000%. I trade Monster every day.
Okay.
Almost every day. But I'm a stock up 60,000%. That's incredible.
All right. So before we wrap today, I want to make a quick announcement. I may have mentioned this a few weeks ago. I don't remember. But if in any case, I have more details on the Benzinga Trading Summit. So the date for that is June 20th. Again, it's June 20th in New York City. And why should you go? There's really only one reason why you should go. And that is to see PreMarket Prep live and in person. That's right. We are hitting the road. Joel and Dennis and myself, we're going to New York City. We're going to be doing the show live from...
Watch out, New York.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be doing the show live from the Benzinga Trading Summit, June 20th. Again, it's in New York City. You can find out more by going to BenzingaTradingSummit.com. And for PreMarket Prep listeners, I have for you a discount code. So enter the promo code PMP, as in PreMarket Prep, PMP15. And that will get you 15% off any ticket, including the exclusive trading lounge, where you'll be able to see people like Joel and Dennis give some talks and some lectures about trading and walk through their strategies. So again,
and we changed the date just so Abner's boy could go.
Look at that. We changed the date just so he could go. So again, June 20th, New York City, BenzingaTradingSummit.com, promo code PMP15 for 15% off the ticket there. And come watch us do our show in person.
So you listeners out in the New York area, no excuse for not coming down and seeing us. Yeah. So we want to see some of our guys there. Come out, guys and girls, come on out and see us there in New York. June 20th, putting on my calendar.
So that means one other announcement. We have Madison Square Garden. Okay.
Why?
So if we fill up the garden, Spencer, what the hell are we going to do?
I don't know.
If we fill up Madison Square Garden.
Joel's starting bad rumors.
I don't know, but Dennis is going to, I promise he will be wearing pants. So Dennis, you're going to have to wear pants.
I
probably won't shave though.
Are you going to comb your hair?
You're going to have to comb your hair too.
I think Jason's
going to get a haircut. Look at this hair. This is nice hair. My wife said to me yesterday, she's looking at my sideburns and says, "You need a haircut." And I was like, "It might be time. It might be time."
Does the barber come over to your house?
I might need to. Maybe I should buy Elf Beauty.
All right. And I'll be. Don't worry. I will be talking about this at length ad nauseum for the next few months. So in case if you missed it today, BenzingaTradingSummit.com. I'll bring it up every day going forward. But that is our show for today. Thanks to all of you in both of our chats on YouTube and premarket.benzinga.com. Please remember, all the information from our show is for informational purposes only and not meant to be investing advice. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, and we will see you on Wednesday.